How the hell you doing, YouTube? Today we're back with a brand new video. So this video is a follow on of the last video where we installed this warm wall system. And now we're going to skim over it. So you can see here in this room, there was cornicing, and usually, like in the other room that we've done, the cornicing was different. It wasn't good. It was sort of like cracked and stuff, and we just run the board right up till the ceiling. But the cornicing is actually good in this room, and although I'd said to the client that I was just going to take it right up to the top and they would have to get someone to redo the cornicing, I decided to actually just leave the board slightly short. So, and then you can see along the top there I've put some beads. And basically what I've done is just created a nice clean edge. And it's the best way to do this without ripping the cornicing off and having to get the client to completely redo it. And it actually looks pretty good, which is, obviously it's not the same as the rest of the room, and probably there's some people it would bug them, but the client seemed more than happy, which is an important thing. I had done this room in another room beside it, and for whatever reason, this stuff just goes off so fast. I have a funny feeling that maybe the board had been sitting uncovered in the builder's yard. You know, have the edge uncovered, and I've seen it a lot. Especially places like New Zealand and America, their boards come with like tape on the side, so there's never a bare edge, sort of facing, like a bare edge that's like facing the elements type of thing. They can get to and stuff like that. There, moisture and damp, and that stops their boards from doing basically what this done, and sucked all the moisture, which in turn made me really struggle. I only have 4 walls on, so the 2 you can see here, and then 2 of a similar size in the other room. And you can see here, like, it doesn't really take me that long to get over these, but the first coat was fine, but the second coat took up so fast, and by the time I'd finished closing, actually, you'll see here in a minute, I actually closed this wall in the water. I also used the speed skim on the second coat, which I never do, and that was just to try to flatten it out, because I knew by the time I got to the end it was going to be rock solid. So and it was, man, I really struggled. So we're just putting our first coat on, and we're going to do it nice and tidy. As always, I usually love skimming over plasterboard, but this was an absolute nightmare. You seen in the last video too the way we do the reveals. Now, obviously, because if this property didn't have a cavity and whatever, we would actually put the insulated plasterboard on, but the way we do it, put the spray foam on the back and then attach it, it actually does give some insulating properties to the regular plasterboard, which does help slightly. Obviously not perfect, but you can see here, me straightening this, it's already pretty hard. You can see the lines being pulled in it, and that generally means that there's parts of it starting the moisture's already coming out of it. If I hadn't knew this, I probably would have PVA'd the board before, but obviously you don't know until you start, and once you start it's too late. So, and here you see this is just going for our second coat now, and this is the one that actually takes up pretty quick. You're only seeing me doing these 2 walls, but obviously I'm going in and doing the other 2 walls as well, just after this, so that takes up some time. And I haven't beat it round the entrance for this fire either, because there's a metal and a wood surround that actually sits over the top of this fireplace, so we didn't need to beat it. If you're enjoying the videos, feel free to have a look at all the links that I have in the description. There's a link to my Patreon. You click on that link and it'll bring you to my page where you get videos and other perks, extra videos and other perks. And then if you want to support me directly, also you can use the Amazon affiliate link. They're all in the description. The links are the tools that I use. If you buy them off Amazon, then I get a percentage. It doesn't cost you anymore. And obviously, even if you don't buy the tool and you go on to buy something else, as long as you do it after clicking that link, I'll still get a commission. So if you want to support me, that's a way that you can do so. Yeah, so we're going across the bottom of the wall now, and we're trying to keep it as neat as possible, because I thought that this was going to be sweet. You can see here that I'm not really super tidy with my putting on, and it actually comes back to bite me a little bit when it does start to set. Usually I wouldn't have anybody with me for doing this type of stuff, especially because it's downstairs. I'm not really too worried, but I had this job priced for 3 days, and then I had to take a day off, so I then got someone in to make sure that I could still get it done in the 2 days that were left. So this is actually my sister's fiance partner. Yeah, really good labourer. He's actually a school teacher, but yeah, he missed his calling as a plaster's labourer. Nice guy too. Don't let him know I said that though. Yeah, so we're coming to the end now, and you'll see the next clip. You can see I've pulled the speed skim over the top of it, and it's super dry. And because of this, I'm actually going straight to my cutting. You can see there the bucket's only being cleaned out, and the stuff is rock solid. Almost to the point of being unworkable, but just not quite there. Lucky enough, flattening it in with that speed skim done a lot to save me here in this job. But we're basically having to use our water brush and our cotton trowel. So what we would usually do would be close it in, leave it a while, and then do this step, but obviously because it's gone so far, we are having to do this step first. It's hard to actually tell how hard the wall is, but you know, I just about get the ridges out of it. If it had been left maybe another 5-10 minutes, if I had went and got a cup of tea, without a shot of it, I completely lost these walls. So lucky enough, I got over them super quick, thankfully. And yeah, we're just going to do the same process. Instead of having the free trowels, we end up with the 3 trowels. The way we did it, we ended up having this trowel, and then it's flexi trowel, and it does turn out good, which I'm happy about. Also too, like you can see here, it's something that I never really mentioned, but when we actually set up, you can just see there the electrical sockets. We have them covered with bags, and then around the bottom of the wall, again you can't really see it, but around the bottom of the wall we stick plastic down, and then we put our dust sheets over the edge. And what this allows us to do is get right down till the bottom of the wall without having to worry about moving dust sheets back and forward. And that's actually a good trick to keeping floors completely clean, because when you just use dust sheets, you end up having to move them slightly out of the way to get to the bottom of the wall. And if you don't tuck them back in, you trip on them, your hop up gets stuck on them, it pulls them out, you drop a little bit of skim, and then you're spending, 45 minutes cleaning floors after yourself. And on a day like this where like just the skimming alone took us right up to 4 o'clock, if you're then starting to spend 45 minutes cleaning on a day that you're going to be late, that may maybe mean you're not getting home to 8 o'clock, which isn't what you really want. We've done also the sills. We've actually made these sills plaster sills. Again, this was the client's choice. I would always put plasterboard on the sill, and if they want to put a regular sill on, then they can. But the client wanted a finished sill, so and we skimmed, and it's something that I don't like doing, but we skimmed the head, the sill, and the two reveals at the same time, which I really don't like doing, but as I say, it was something that I had to do, unfortunately. So next week, I'm actually hoping to do another day in the life. I have a few jobs on, so I'm going to do a day in the life, and then I'm going to shoot another couple of videos, and that's going to get them posted up. And then we have another few small jobs the week after that, and then we have another one of these warm wall systems, and it's actually in the same street as I'm doing this one. So but yeah, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get it on video. You can see here that I'm going with a flexi here. This is basically, it's for a trial, and we're hitting it with a flexi trial already because it started to set. Usually this plaster, it sets, so it usually sets between 2 to 3 hours, but within the space of an hour, this is almost completely set, which, just really isn't normal at all. Like this was about an hour after the second coat was mixed, and it's already setting, and it definitely shouldn't be doing that. You can see here, I'm just going to screw a vent on. There was already a vent here, but yeah. So we just replaced it with a nice white one, and again, it was a client's choice. I asked them, and they asked my opinion, and my opinion is, like, if there is a vent there, it's usually for something, so you're best leaving it well alone. It's just my opinion. There's plenty of people out there to block them up, and don't get me wrong, I'll block them up too if I'm specifically asked. But yeah, when someone asks my opinion about them, I'm telling them not to block them up. You're playing a dangerous game, really. And yeah, again, if you are enjoying the video and you just want to support me, have we look into the description below. Check out the links to my affiliate links on my Patreon, and support me. Also, if you want to have a look, we have social media. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have TikToks. The TikTok, there's some little independent videos that don't go on till YouTube, but most of the stuff that goes on TikTok is also put onto the Facebook shorts. So if you go and click on my page and look at the shorts, they're all there. I'm actually going to be doing some lives as well, so if you are on TikTok and you enjoy watching me doing the plastering videos, I'm actually going to do some live videos as well. Jobs that I don't post to Facebook, or don't post to YouTube, I'm actually going to live stream them on TikTok, or maybe even YouTube, depending. But here's a good example for people that wonder, if you don't get the ridges out in time. You can see here at the right hand side beside this window here, you can actually see lines on that little small bit of wall. And what this is the lines that weren't troweled out completely because they were too hard. And what you do is you fill fat around them, and it can leave your work looking a bit shitty. Now luckily it was only this small bit, and I actually went back to this job, and the client didn't ask me, but I went back to this job and I sanded that bit down, just because I wasn't 100% happy with it. But for people that, if you leave lines on your plaster, this is the finish you're going to get. And it probably would have painted up fine, but just for my own peace of mind, I went back and I just sanded it nice and smooth. But yeah, most plasterers won't tell you that sort of thing. But that's what happens when you don't flatten your lines out straight away, basically, or if it goes too fast. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, bash that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, check out our social media, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.